this month I have probably freaked you out about insulin resistance. But I told you, guess what? There's so much good news, whoopee, because we can prevent it and treat it. Yay! But I'm not in the mood of telling you right now, so good night. Ha ha. Ha, kidding! Seriously, right? There's so much hope. But first, in order to really treat the underlying root cause, we have to figure out what's causing the problem to begin with, right? So we're going to go down the list. So food. Food is a big factor because dietary sugars and refined flours are the biggest triggers of inflammation and can cause an insulin spike. Other things can be artificial sweeteners, and that has been linked to weight gain, diabetes. Also, the lack of fiber can also lead to increased visceral fat and increased amount of omega-6s, and deficiencies of omega-3s can all contribute to inflammation in your body, leading to worsening insulin resistance. And that then causes chronic diseases of all ages and of all stripes. Next, so we talked about food. Stress. Stress increases cortisol, that increases insulin, that worsens insulin resistance. Next, leaky gut syndrome, or the bad bacteria. So these bad bacteria actually worsen inflammation, worsen insulin resistance, causing obesity and belly weight. Deficiencies. Vitamin D deficiency contributes to insulin resistance because of the role it plays in the glucose tolerance through its effects on insulin secretion and insulin sensitivity, right? Because the lower the vitamin D, the higher your insulin resistance. Now, magnesium. Magnesium deficiency has also been linked to developing insulin resistance. So we talked about that, right? Food, stress, gut deficiencies, now medications like steroids and hydrochlorothiazide. That's actually the first line of medication for blood pressure issues. And that really frustrates me when I see it because hydrochlorothiazide and other drugs can lead to an increased blood sugar level that leads to worsening insulin resistance. And it's crazy because the fact that these drugs increase your blood sugar level, causing worsening insulin resistance, causing basically it adds fuel to the fire that keeps you stuck on these medications. So always talk to your doctor to see and read the side effects to see what best works for you. Now, I know there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of diets out there that leave you so confused. So guess what? I'm gonna make this simple. Woohoo! We gotta focus on nutrient-dense foods in the right portions, right? Because what is that gonna do? That's gonna keep our gut happy, our glucose balanced, our hormone balanced, and it will help to lower inflammation and optimize your and your family's healing. So when hunger strikes, right? We don't want to focus on the foods that we can't have because believe me, we're going to want them more. Please come back. Mwah, mwah. And it's actually those pesky bugs that are manipulating your mind and your cravings as they work by changing your neural signals along the vagus nerve, and it alters your taste receptors. Isn't that so sneaky? And what that does is it makes you crave those foods and want, because that will then help them thrive. So when our kids crave these foods, it's actually those bad bacteria talking. So you got to focus on the foods that we can have. These delicious colors of the rainbow. And I have my patients go down a list, right? Because the fact that you need to eat these foods before you even consider eating anything else. It really makes life so much easier. Because if we really have carbohydrates first, we actually deprive our bodies of the nutrient-dense foods that it really needs to function and heal from the inside out. So, each meal needs to contain a balance of vegetables, fats, proteins, and adequate hydration, okay? So, there's so many amazing options. After that, then you can have a little bit of the carbohydrates. I like to choose like non-grain ones. Because what happens is insulin, and then intermittent fasting is also amazing to help break those cycles of high insulin and help bring your state back to a normal state. So isn't that so awesome? We can even break man PMS. Your kids can have less tantrums. So much hope.